Hey everyone, I'm Scott Monker. This is Scott's RPG Reviews. Welcome to my, I guess, technically third video. I did an intro and then I did the review of Old Gods of Appalachia. A great game, by the way. I did say I had some concerns about it over the long term because of content and the IP, but I think it's a great game, and I'm going to be running a campaign, and when I start running that campaign, I'll talk to you more about it. About 1977 or 78, probably 78, a friend of mine got a box that was called Basic Dungeons and Dragons. None of us had any experience with role-playing games before, and he got this as a gift from his parents, and we decided one day to sit down and open it up and play it, and that was my introduction to RPGs. That idea of a starter box, I think, is absolutely amazing. Just having a box which has a basic rule set, an adventure, maybe some pre-gen character sheets. This one didn't have any, by the way. You had to create characters. It was a really good idea. And I'm seeing more and more publishers, when they publish a game, release a starter box that people can buy. They're in for a fair amount of money, but not a ton, and they can get into the game. And more importantly than the money, they're not reading a 200 or 300 page rule book and feeling overwhelmed. I'm in the process of reading a bunch of different rules books. I read Old Gods of Appalachia, I read Blade Runner, I read Alien, and now I'm reading Dune. And I will tell you all of them. Really good games. I really like all of them. But particularly for a new player, reading that, particularly the Dune one, I mean, I'm 100 pages into Dune, and I haven't even started reading how to figure out how to create a character. So, the idea of a starter box is a really good idea. And I think there's a company, Free League Publishing, that does a terrific job with these boxes. They're absolutely beautiful. I want to talk about the Blade Runner box. Now, Blade Runner is an interesting RPG. It's an IP-based RPG. Free League Publishing is doing a lot of these, by the way. They've done this, they've done Alien, they did Walking Dead. They're really good. Really good at doing IPs. And I think with this particular IP, well, I'm going to talk about the box and how beautiful it is. If you're not into the Blade Runner universe, it may not be the best game to start out with. I would look at maybe Forbidden Lands or one of the fantasy ones instead. But I want to talk about the Blade Runner one because I think it's the best one they've done. So here's the cover. I'm going to go through it real quick. And it comes with a little bag of dice. Now, I bought a second set of dice online because I'm going to be running the campaign. But they're custom dice that have little, if you've watched the movie, you have the little origami donkeys or unicorns. It's got origami unicorns and eyes on it, which has specific meanings for the game. It came with a big stack of cards, initiative cards, chase cards, a whole bunch of things, character cards, and motivation cards. Then we get into the really interesting stuff. It comes with a rules book. Here's a rule book right here. The rule book here is 80 pages long compared with the 200 or 300 that the regular game comes with. This is 80 pages. Let me pull it out here and show you. This is what it looks like right here. Here's the outside. And yeah, I've got a little bit of reflection on here. I got to figure out lighting for this. It's a beautiful book. I read the full rule book. It's pretty easy to read. It's got a lot of pretty graphics in it. Honestly, if you took out all the pretty graphics, you could get this down to probably 20 pages. But it's a really pretty book. It's really easy to understand. And it's got everything you need for a basic game. Then we've got one adventure. They're called case files. This is the case file right here. This is the case file Electric Dreams. And so, again, it's only 55 pages long, 56 pages long, including an index. Lots of pictures, very pretty, really well explained. It explains how to run as a GM, which I thought was great. Then we've got what I think was really, really fabulous. It came with a nice poster, little, 8x10, maybe 11x14 poster, which if you want to put in a frame, put up on your wall, gives you something. I'd like to do that in my game room. Then we've got Pre-gen character sheets. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. I think here's 4 pre-gen character sheets. Very pretty, very stylized and pretty. They've got all your character information. They've got all your stats ready to go. And the paper is not glossy paper. This is one of the things where the paper is plain paper. So if you wanted to give this out and let people write on it with pencil and paper, you can do that. An envelope that which came with all the case file stuff. I took stuff out of that envelope. It comes with along with that, you track time in what's called shifting, and so here's your shift tracker. Again, you can make a copy of this. It's plain paper, and you can write on it as well. It comes with a very large map. Let's see if I get this. Here's a nice large map. Pretty. You use the map a lot because you're going to locations and stuff. Now, here's what I thought was really... Oh, and you've also got... here's the stuff that I thought was really cool. Is you've got a case file and you've got evidence you discover. And so you have all these different handouts. Here's another one. There's handout C. And they're labeled handout. They have a number on them. Like this is handout C. Here's a newspaper that has articles on it. Here's handout D. I'm not going to show them very fast. I just want to give you a brief look, so hopefully it's not a spoiler. We've got a little poster here. This is a handout. We've got another. It looks like a profile that comes out. And we've got lots of them. So all these people that you go and interview, you get little sheets for, and it tells you about them. We've got something here that looks like, if you're using what's called the Esper terminal, which is that one. Do you remember the movie where he was looking at the dancer and zooming in to see the snake? There's that. This apparently, I think, is probably a picture of some kind of location. We got a picture of somebody. I'm not going to show that because it's probably a dead body or something. It's not a dead body, but it's probably very important. We've got a poem here, which apparently is a handout. Interesting. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it is a handout. There's 2 of them. Interesting. I hadn't seen that one before. More pictures, which I assume are shots of scenes that you investigate. Another poem on a piece of paper. A poster. It's a poster that is actually a handout in-game. You've got a flyer, which you discover in-game. You've got a postcard. Here's the Game Runner's screen advertisement. I bought the Game Runner's screen, so that wasn't included. We've got a couple more maps in here for various locations with blueprints. We've got ship blueprints. It had a ton. I think it ended up being about 20 or 30 different handouts that you give to players in-game. I was blown away when I saw this. So, this is, I consider, so far from what I've seen, one of the best starter boxes that I've ever seen. It's got all the rules you need to play. If you play it once, you're going to turn around and then probably buy the full core book. It's got one adventure, the first case file, Electric Dreams. It's got a bunch of handouts. It's got the dice you need. It's got these cards for initiative and all sorts of other stuff. You do foot chases and ship chases, and it's got those cards. So what other cards are in here? I didn't take a good close look. I've got chasing cards, both foot and on air. You got pictures of people that you meet with profiles, so when you interview them, you can get them. And you've got the initiative cards. So basically, all the cool stuff, all these cards make just running the game a whole lot easier. So, Free League has put out a bunch of these. They've put out Alien. They have put out Walking Dead. Forbidden Lands has one. Dragonbane has one. Vesson does not have one. Interestingly, Vesson does not have one that I'm aware of. I'll have to go take a look. And if so, I'll correct it. But right now, I don't think Vesson has one. But Vesson's kind of an interesting case within the Free League publishing stuff. So, if you're looking at one of these Free League publishing games, or actually any game, look at a starter box first. Throw $40 or $50 at a starter box and play it. Decide whether or not you want to actually invest in a full set. I got the Numenera set from Monte Cook Games. Numenera is their Cypher system techno fantasy setting. It's what really started the Cypher system. They've got 2 books, a rule book and a one adventure. I will be honest and say I don't think that their starter box is as good. It only contains the rule books and the maps. It doesn't have cool props. It's there, but it's not as good. I think the Free League Publishing ones are better, honestly. Go take a look at it, get that starter box, and play it. Just break it out and say, well, you know what, we're going to play. There's pre-gen characters in here. We're ready to go. Let's play it and see what we think. Then make the decision whether you're going to invest the time and money into playing things out. So, that is my kind of review of starter boxes. I think starter boxes are a great idea. I wish I'd see more of them. I think they're a really good way. For a new publisher, that's a good way to go. So that's it. Starter boxes. Don't know what I'm going to do next, but everyone have a good day.